highlighted. You are alert. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Now let that light move into your torso, into your hips, your legs, all the way into your feet. From head to toe, you are now completely filled with God's golden light, wrapped in it, bathed in peace, loved beyond measure. Breathe that in for a moment. Allow yourself to rest here. Let every cell in your body remember you are never alone. You are divinely guided. Now, in this stillness, ask God silently, what truth do you want me to carry in my heart today? Allow the answer to rise
Check
gently.
1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2.
What truth do you want me to carry in my heart today? Allow the answer to rise gently.
Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2.
And then begin to slowly bring your
Big
awareness
space.
back into the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Begin to slowly bring your
Big
awareness
space.
back into the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, gently open your
This is neither one.
Okay,
We
so
shouldn't get anything from
a
here.
few easy things that you can do to make yourself a happier life. Start interrupting those thoughts 5 times. Okay,
We
so
shouldn't get
today,
anything.
talk about today, asking you how many things that you, any meditation help that you might need. And then, of course, I've got some gratitude to speak with you, and I'm life changing. News to come up and see that you really believe in something gratitude. You must be young instead of and you want to speak to so I just do something like this in the morning because how we start the day, or later in the day is what we support. So it's one of those things. You're well on your way, but happier life. And for the ladies in here, if you want, we have a full system group that's like a little online community where you check in every day. It's totally free. And you can say, like, I just did my practice regularly. So it just makes it easier to remember to you guys. So, so thank you guys so much for being here. You guys today, and it's so much fun talking about these favorite topics that I have to considering. Needing a program to forward the trust into file. It's like mainly just this one app of WhatsApp. And you're navigating the program for the next day, and it tells you what exactly what to do during the morning. It gives you the links that link you to like a meditation that's for that day, as other activities. There's like a little daily it was
It's like
like
a little
a
motivational
motivation
segment
segment
about
about
positivity
politics
for the
for the
day,
day, and
and then it reminds you to do
like
your
to do your
gratitude. It's a
gratitude with
journal
your
prompt. It has all of the
all of
things
the
totally free
totally
for
free
anyone
for
from
anyone
anywhere.
from Walmart.
But if
But
anybody
if
needs
it
to do
needs
that,
to do that,
it's a good time. We
we
support each
support
other
each
both
other,
and
both
we
other
encourage each
for
other and keep ourselves accountable to each other, which is good. Yes, absolutely.
Well, I didn't want to take up the whole, study. So I just do one, but I just notice more things that I like.
Yes, it's that yellow, right? You'll
it's
see
the
yellow,
yellow,
all of a
and
sudden
all
you
of a
see
sudden it's
yellow.
yellow.
When maybe
When
you
maybe
wouldn't
you
have
would
called
have
it
called it
yellow
yellow
before
before,
Yeah,
because you're
because you're
focused on the
running
good
from
things.
because I notice, because I notice more things I like and more things that are making me happy, I don't see things that are making me unhappy.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That is the
That is the
beauty of
beauty of
doing it,
doing
right?
it
It makes
right.
sense. Thank you for
Thank you for
sharing that.
sharing that.
Emery?
I
You
was
talk
talking
about
to
the
you
part
earlier
here.
about looking at some things maybe a little bit bigger and because yeah, I really think day to day these are really helpful about when someone is facing something a little bit.
A little bit harder.
It's not so much of I'm trying to talk about look, there's really something bigger going on, and if you said there was something you could add to.
Absolutely. So there are so many different things in life. Does somebody want to share a specific example of something? Because even some of our beliefs that aren't true, there's some thoughts that we're having that are true that are very upsetting about something that's going on, right? Like right now, my uncle is dying. He's been put on hospice. Like we're literally like waiting every day. It's very sad, right? But so what we can do in that sort of situation is we're not
I'm
trying to
trying to
dwell and
roll
look
up
at the
the
bad
bad
things and
things
have
and
like
have
some
like
kind of fake
the
positivity because that doesn't do anyone any good. So in
so
that
in
case,
that
I
case,
try to do
kind
what
of
I call a reframe and think,
think,
you know what, in this case, how
how
long
long
am I that I
I
knew
knew
he was
this was
passing
happening,
going to
going to
pass and
pass,
had
and had
absolutely
absolutely
no
no
good.
good.
And I
And
got
I
to go
got
down and I
down
got to
to
see him and I
him
got to
and
say
got to say
goodbye and have
goodbye.
all these conversations
So
and
he
he gave me all
gave me
this
all the
advice that
advice.
was like so
Like so
beautiful.
beautiful.
And how
And how
lucky am
lucky am
I that I
I
got
that
to
I
have
got to
him in
have
my
him in my
life
life,
and
and
that I
that I
got to
got
know
to know
him
him,
and that
and
he
that
was
he
so
was so
amazing.
amazing.
And
And
I'm
I'm
able to
able
like
to
try
like
to
try
focus
to
on the good parts of
of
that
that
instead of
instead
the
of
bad.
that.
So it really
Really
always
always
is moving
moving
forward
forward.
and
And
it's a
it's
process
so
and it is a natural part of life. And
and
like you can't
you
just blow past grief, but you can reframe certain things. And then sometimes we also have, just on the flip side of that, things that aren't true, that are beliefs that don't 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 away as easily, right? That are more ingrained in us, like really deep limiting beliefs, like I am not enough because of
because of
something that
something that
happened in my
happened in my
life in my
life in my
childhood. Usually
childhood.
those
Usually those
beliefs
are
come from something that
things
happened in
in
childhood or are
childhood
really
are really
ingrained in
important.
us. And with
And with
those, we
those,
have
we
to
have to
really
really
work
work
on
on
sort of
sort of
looking at
looking
where
at
did those
where
come
those come
from
from,
and then
and then
releasing
releasing
those
those,
and then
and
being
then
able to
being able to
replace the
replace the
thought. So
thought.
if
So
my
if
thought
my
is
thought
like,
is like,
I am
I
not
am not
enough,
enough,
it's I am
I
more
am
than
more than
enough.
enough.
I am
I am
abundant.
abundant.
I
I
come from
come
the
from the
source of
source of
God who is
God.
infinite. I am
I am
made to
made to
be
be
abundant and
abundant and
perfect as I
perfect as I
am. I
am.
am
I am
inherently
inherently
worthy.
worthy.
So it's
So
about
it's
looking
about
at the
looking at the
truth
truth
in those
in those
cases.
cases.
Yes,
Yes.
Rich.
Also do the mindset and then the do. So that to me is helpful with the
Yes.
more deeper
Yes.
stuff.
So I
So I
learned this
learned this
affirmation that I
affirmation that I
love and that
love
I
and that
live
I
by.
live
It
by.
has
It's
walked me
walked
through
me through
fire.
fire.
So when
So
things
when things
happen in
happen
my
in my
day
day
that are
that are
beyond my
beyond my
control,
control,
right?
right?
I
I
can't do
can't do
anything about
anything
the
about the
fact that
fact
that
that
event is
that is
happening
happening,
and I
and I
can't
can't
change it, like
change it like
my uncle
my
dying.
whole
Like
life.
there's absolutely
There's
nothing I can do about
do
that,
about that,
right?
right?
There's also
There's
other
also
things
other
that
things that
happen. Like I
happen.
learned
I learned
recently that at
recently
my
that at my
spa, at
spa,
my
at my
business, the
business, the
city is
city
going to
is going
take
to
my
take my
entire
entire
parking lot for 2 months.
months.
And there is
And there's
nothing I can
nothing
do
I can
about
do
it.
about it.
That's just going
It's
to
going to
happen, and
happen.
there's no
There's no
alternative parking plan. And I don't know what I'm going to do with my 12 employees, and they start on May 1st, and I found out this week, right? super stressful kind of thing, right? It's like the bill that you get that you weren't expecting, right? Those kinds of things. So I have this affirmation that I learned. It originally comes from Louise Hay, if you know her. She's like this very spiritual, amazing woman who's now passed. And it goes like this. I've kind of put a little bit of my own spin on it, but it goes like this, and I have it memorized. And Rich and I say it together every single morning when we do the rest of our practice, because when something hits you in life, you need to have it at the ready because it helps so much. And it goes, all is well. Everything is happening for my highest and best good. From this situation, only good will come, even if I can't see it right now. I am safe. And that, you can say that over and over. And first of all, the I am safe at the end. Like, people are like, why is that there? That's sort of weird. It's because it's telling your nervous system, we are safe. We can take a breath. We can pause. It's okay. And that allows us, when something hits us, like, oh my God, what am I going to do for 2 months? How am I going to pay 12 people for 2 months with no customers because they have nowhere to park? And you start completely freaking out, basically, your nervous system, everything goes into panic. And during that time, you literally cannot get into your prefrontal cortex, to the logical part of your mind, to even be able to think about what to do. That's when you're spinning. When you tell your nervous system, I am safe, it lets it take a second. When you keep repeating that affirmation,
I don't know if we're actually said that to me before. Yeah, I think it's pretty realistic. It's certainly not perfect. So I was gonna say, my life is hard, right? And it's pretty stressful. You know, I have well, boys, I have to make sure I pay every month. I have to figure out how to make that happen. I have, you know, family and child.
as she's an abuse survivor, and she went through a phase, Riley, where she came into my room one night and said, when she first realized that she had been abused, when all the memories came back, and she had this time where she was having panic attacks and couldn't leave her room for a year because she was so scared her biological father was going to come for her. And she literally came into our bedroom one night and said, I have to tell you something. I don't want to live anymore. So we've walked through fire with different things. So it doesn't mean your life is going to be perfect if you do these things and you look at things this way. But I look at that and I say, thank God she had the wherewithal in seventh or eighth grade to come in and raise the flag to say, I don't want to live, and I'm afraid the next thing I do is make a plan. I need help. Because if she had not had that relationship with us and she had not been comfortable, she wouldn't even be with us today. So while that was the hardest time of our lives as a family, my hardest time as a mom, and it was horrible, these are the kinds of things that helped me stay, I wouldn't say happy during that time necessarily, but stay somewhat positive. And because of that, and because I could get into my prefrontal cortex, I could figure out, like, this is where we go to get her help. This is the program that we put her in. We need to pull her out of this school and get her a new environment. We need to get all of these counselors. We need a team of people. Like, we were able to figure stuff out because of these practices. So they don't necessarily always make you happy when you go through the hardest thing of your life, but they help you function through that so that you can come out on the other side and then look back and think, thank God.
What I do is usually work on a solution and can dwell on the negative.
Right. And these practices help you be able to get into that prefrontal cortex, because when the bad things happen, your body goes into that overdrive, your nervous system freaks out, and you get into the amygdala of your brain, and you can't think about what to do. You just spin and spin and spin. But if you can do an affirmation, if you can do a meditation, if you can do yoga, which is a moving meditation, you can get calmer, and you can calm that monkey part of your brain and get into the prefrontal cortex, and then you can go, okay, so now I need to make a plan. What do I do with this information?
When I was in sales, making cold calls, you have to prepare yourself saying, what is the worst thing that can happen? Oh, they'll say no. And before you start, you learn to accept that no is not going to change your life. And you don't dwell on the negative because the negative you'll never get a yes.
Yep. And like people,
That's what you're saying.
yep. And that's a great example. Like people do the game when you're in sales sometimes of like, I'm going to count the no's, and every no makes me closer to a yes because statistically I get 7 no's before I get a yes.
I used to use that one too.
Right? There's a way to flip everything.
1,000 persons, one will say yes. So you're just working your way to that 1,000
Yeah.
person.
Amory?
I think one common misconception is there's a difference between ignoring things versus having tools to walk through the struggles of life.
Absolutely.
It's not about, it's like you said, it's not that everything's going to spin you to happy. It's not about that. It's about choosing how to approach life in all of its glory and all of its struggle.
Yeah.
And that's really it. It's about tools. It's not about Pollyanna. It's not about ignoring difficult things. It's about how you're going to face them.
100%. And in yoga, they have in all the sutras and stuff, like hard things will happen, but the suffering is optional.
We were talking about yoga, but just going out and exercising, going for a little walk.
Yes.
Somebody, go down and look at the kids playing in the park.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I know I find that no matter how far I walk, I just come back and yeah, I'm tired, but I feel like happier. Yeah. Because one, I did something for me, and two, I realized that there's a whole big world out there that changes every day. So why not go out and look at it?
Absolutely. You're connecting to God. You're connecting to the beauty of nature. You're connecting to little kids who are still like living their souls who haven't been beaten down by the world yet, and they're full of joy, right? And that really helps. And actually, in our Little Soul Sisters program, we do 3 minutes of movement every day at the end, and it can be anything. And some of us really enjoy a dance party because a song is usually on average 3 minutes long. So we dance along like by ourselves, not in front of others, like nobody's watching, and thank God nobody's watching. But that starts to get your energy moving, your blood flowing, and it's proven even just 3 minutes of movement a day actually is proven to have mental and physical health benefits. And after a while, you don't care if anybody's watching. That's when you've really made it in life. Have what? It's familiar. What is the background? Okay. Okay. I'll check it out. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. If you have any other questions, guys can just ask me so that everybody can get out of here and get to lunch. Thank you guys so much.
Testing.